This year, I turned 20. I've always liked celebrating my birthday. There's a time for me to reflect on how I've grown in the last year and how I wanted to grow in the upcoming one. There was something about this one in particular that made me especially sentimental. I was turning 20. This is going to be the decade where I'm hoping to graduate college, move out and live on my own, get married, build my career, travel the world. These are going to be the years where I needed and wanted to be the person with the most agency over my life. I promised myself at the beginning of this quarter that even if it meant doing something alone, that I prioritize being happy and healthy. This was a bigger challenge for me than I thought. When I was in high school, being happy and healthy were always secondary to getting good grades, to receiving accolades, to holding an executive position, to getting into a good college. At 16, I was probably in the worst mental state I had ever been in. The only thing that gave me peace that time was thinking about the different ways that my life could maybe end.
Hi guys, today we are going to Juniper Beach. This is my car, and A is a nice driver. It's very nice here.
What are we?
Baggage!
My parents would tell me that the stress, the jaw clenching, the breakdowns, the lack of sleep, lack of socialization, and hours studying were going to pay off. And it felt like it did. I got into UCLA, met all these new people, got to do so many cool things. And I truly believe that dreams were only earned at the expense of current happiness. These words became gospel to me, and it pushed me to the brink of exhaustion the first half of college.
So today we are going to Big Bear with some strangers.
Who strangers?
Not sure how this is gonna go, but
like 6-8 hour drive.
I found out that Esther and I bought the same pair of shorts in 2 different countries. Literally. Alright.
I trusted other people more than myself. I believed if I didn't follow their timeline, I could never get to where they were. So I would used to put everything on hold to get on track, especially when it came to my professional life. I was really determined this quarter to break that cycle of false attribution and really figure out what sacrifices I would need to make to work towards something.
I think we just went to the nicest place.
I set really clear boundaries in my professional life. I measured the success of my interviews by how much I learned about myself, the company, or the world, instead of whether or not I moved on to the next stage. I'd only ever positively affirm myself. There's always going to be more chances. I'm doing a great job by already putting myself out there. Any minute spent even thinking about recruiting is a step forward. I didn't let any thoughts about my professional life bleed into the time that I was spending with my friends. It didn't matter to me whether or not I walked away this quarter, or any quarter with an offer, because I learned to trust myself to figure things out. This confidence was one of the most freeing feelings, and it made recruitment feel more like a hobby than anything else.
A campground was booked without reading any room.
This quarter taught me that delayed gratification isn't synonymous to delaying my happiness.
Or ask Airbnb people if we could sleep. There were a very creepy person sitting there. I found this one, and it's a first come first served campground. So here we are walking around trying to look for firewood to take from other camps.
So we made it to green trees. I've been wanting to go here for so long.
On a whim, my best friend Esther and I decided to lead a creative labs project. I would be the developer lead and she would be the project manager, and together we were going to lead a team to build a travel web app. Me a couple of months ago would probably think that this was a really stupid decision. After all, it was going to be a lot of time that could have been spent recruiting. But I didn't even think twice about the decision, and it was such a valuable experience. It was something completely outside of my comfort zone because I never thought I was capable of being a leader in a technical setting. I had such a narrow definition of what it meant to be qualified, that it meant I needed X amount of experience under my belt. But my team taught me that willingness to learn, commitment, and communication were the most important things to have.
At Kenny1 _ Instagram.
Me too. Hi.
Oh, I love. Is this super bass? Super bass! Oh my god! Edward!
That's my friend.
You know that saying where old habits die hard? I felt that more than ever this quarter, and I've learned that they die hurting too.
So also her last night, which is so sad.
But I will see her in Italy. See you
So
in that
true.
vlog.
I wasn't as involved with my professional clubs, and reminders of my inactivity felt like reminders of how far some of these friends and I had grown apart. And that was a hard reality for me to swallow. Even though I was so set on doing new things, there were times that I would feel FOMO and nostalgic, and wonder if I was doing the right thing. There was this one night during Thanksgiving break that this doubt really hit me. I had this big breakdown because I felt insecure about how little I felt like I was accomplishing on paper.
Sometimes I just I don't know.
In retrospect, I spent a lot of this quarter wondering who I was outside of the things I did.
I can't do things.
And that night felt like a culmination of frustration that came from this question feeling unanswered. And it was while editing this video that I found an old Dear Future Me letter I had written to myself just when I was about to graduate middle school. I feel like what I articulated about myself at 13 was what I had spent this last quarter rediscovering. I wrote, "I'm always surrounded by positive people that make me laugh every single day. My friends, my family, my interests, and my feelings are essentially all the things that make me the person I am today."
First time I've seen Laura since the first day of school, so I'm really excited, really happy that I came.
After reading that letter, I started to wonder when the value of feeling connected to someone started to depreciate.
Today is Josh and Tina's first concert.
At 10, I was just starting over at a new school in a new area. This would be the first change of 5. When I look at myself at each age milestone, I progressively see how I've become more and more hyper-independent,
We're running to get the car.
even though I've always had such a deep desire to be understood. I was also terrified of it. Emotional attachment sounded like a form of disappointment, rejection, and manipulation. I found my therapy notes from a year ago, and I literally wrote that I had no interest in cultivating relationships. I came to college with the intention of trying new things, and it didn't matter who I tried the activities with as long as I was enjoying them. I taught myself that I didn't need anyone's help or support. But this quarter challenged me to think a little differently.
I've been downgraded to Laura's footwork.
I learned to let go a little this quarter, and I was met with so much comfort and gratitude for the ways that people showed me that they cared about me. I felt accepted for a version that wasn't constantly smiling, having fun, or being confident, and it made me start to, I don't know, accept myself too. I think maybe the most touching thing I came to realize was that I didn't need to only communicate how I felt through a YouTube video, but people were willing to listen and add to the multiple drafts of scattered thoughts I had about life and how I felt about things. And even though things seemed so good, sometimes I would really question if I deserved to feel this way. It felt like a bubble was about to burst. After this quarter, something I want out of my 20s that I didn't realize I wanted before was just the ability to connect deeply with the people around me and to become okay with the fluidity of friendships. And I really just want to believe that I could be worthy of experiencing good things. I used to think that any sort of wishes, candles, stars, or eyelashes could never come true. But I think I was just wishing for the wrong things. I was constantly hoping for something that I didn't have, and believed that if I did get it, that I could finally be happy. But I've realized that being happy is a very fleeting feeling, and even trying to chase after that every day this quarter was really confusing.
Well, you don't. Trying to teach you for yourself.
Get back!
We're on my first gondola lift. We're gonna go start. Bye guys! You're so slay!
No more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours.
Hey guys, we're the only ones on this hill.
On this hill right here.
We're seeing a freaking blizzard and this avalanche is going off. It was so fun.
It was so fun! We sledded down the hill instead.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved.
That's so cute.
So I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure.
Plenty of time, plenty of time. New flight, 6 a.m., so we're hitting Stone on Knock.
This is our fate.
So my flight got cancelled and I just have a full hotel room to myself.
I'm still trying to understand the difference between being happy and being content, and learning how to confidently express when I'm feeling and not feeling those ways. Though there's a lot of things I don't know, something I have become more certain of after this quarter is that I didn't need to figure it all out on my own.
Laura and I aren't gonna see each other until next year.
Oh, so cute.